always a flip side to it. There's always another side to everything. The other side to it is that people will be out to get you. And some people want to see you fail. They smile on your face, but they're stabbing you in the back. And I think that's what's happening here. I don't know the full story. I'll do a breakdown of it. But I get the strong energy that there's a very two-faced person associated with the story. Page of Cups, the Moon, and Knight of Cups. So there might have been like a secret. There's a secret regarding this person. It goes against my boundaries of revealing. I don't reveal such things on my channel, but it has to do with something physical. I'm going to stop there. Because it's not my place to say. But there is a secret involving this person that they are out for revenge. I want to do more about it. I'm not going to speak exactly about what has been revealed to me because it goes against my boundaries. I've had people trying to get me to say it, but I don't do Hi everyone, welcome back to No Light Time. My name is Hallie, so grateful to have you all. Let's get into this reading. I'm doing a long reading like I did before. I'm doing 6 people. I'm going to start off with Sabrina Carpenter, we'll do Chris Hemsworth, Andrew Garfield, Nicki Minaj, Usher, and Justin Baldoni. Excuse me. It's hard to pronounce his last name, I don't know why. I also have a last name that's similar. It actually also ends with an I. And people have said that they thought, in fact, I was engaged to an Italian guy, and he said that my last name's not Italian. It's not Italian, but it's similar. It has like a, yeah, it's like a weird. It's not weird. I love my last name, but it's different. So yeah. So let's get into it. I will. In fact, also people also think it's Greek too, but it's not Greek because it has TS. Yeah. But anyways, I've had that. People say that. So let's get into it. I am going to be covering, this is my last 2025 predictions. I started in November and I did it on purpose so that it would continue on throughout. So next week we're going back to regular programming. I thought I would do it in February because I'm going away for my birthday, and when I came back I was going to do that, but I've decided to stop these for now and we'll continue them in the mid-year. So I think I've covered everybody that people have asked me to, except for Jamie Foxx. And I want to do a full reading on Jamie Foxx because I feel like there's a lot to come with him. So I'm going to start off with Sabrina Carpenter. Her son is in Taurus, and I love her song. If you don't know her, she sings the song Please, Please, Please and Espresso, which was summer hits. I don't really know too much about her before. I don't follow Disney children. I know that there was issues with her and Olivia Rodrigo, who I think is so talented too. Yeah, so I don't really follow them. I know that they had issues. 2020, there was like some drama going on with them because it was during COVID. I remember that very specifically. But yeah, so I want to just read about her. She's very, very talented. I think she has a lot of promise. I can just get that automatically. So I'm using my new deck, which I'm reviewing in my tarot class, so check that out. I do have a membership about it. It's called Every Little Thing You Do Is Magic Tarot, and I got it on Amazon for like $24, something like that. So I pulled up her career, her love, and her well-being, as I always do. And with her career, I get Champion of Wands, which is the Ace of Wands in the traditional deck. And it seems to me like this is just the beginning of her career. You know, she is a Disney star. She's not a child anymore, but she was a Disney child actress. And I think because of that, a lot of them take the route of music first, then they end up acting again, you know. I'm not sure why they do that, but that's what I see happening with her. So she's going to take the route of singing, then and like performing musically, and then she's going to get into acting. And I see some very good acting roles happening for her. Maybe not this year, but definitely in years to come. I see when she's 26. So she was born 1999, right? So she will be actually 26 this year. I cannot believe people. So crazy to me that people born in 99 are going to be 26. It's insanity. Absolutely wild. So yeah, so I see her really getting into acting. She's going to start off with like sitcom because she has that like energy. Her sun is in Taurus, but I feel like she has Aries in her chart. Aries in her chart. My friend has this theory that if you were born, if you were meant to be born, I hope I explain this properly, but she has this theory. If you're meant to be born in a season, you end up embodying that season. If you were born like premature, if you were born after. So she might have been born after. That just gave me like this energy that she might have been born a little later. I don't know if that makes any sense, if I'm making sense right now. But she gives me Aries energy. In fact, when I saw she was a Taurus, I was very stunned because her energy is very Aries-like, very vibrant. I'm not saying Taurus can't be vibrant, but they usually have more of a sultry energy. But she has sultry energy, but she also has very vibrant energy. If you look at Janet Jackson, who's also Sun in Taurus, the comparisons is especially when they dance. Janet Jackson has more of a kind of slow movement, you know, when she dances. But Sabrina Carpenter is more upbeat. That's what I mean to say. So her upbeat energy gives me Aries. So with that being said, she gives that energy off. And because she gives that energy off, she is going to attract roles in the beginning that are light-hearted, funny. I see kind of sitcoms, rom-coms, and then she's going to get more into depth. She's going to be playing more serious roles, but later, when she's around 31, 32. But she has a lot of promise to her. A lot of promise. Champion of Cups, she's Ace of Cups, 2 of Wands, 5 of Cups. But the only thing is she needs to stay away from these men in Hollywood. I think that is going to be her demise. Which brings me to love, and I get 9 of Wands. So, I don't know too much about her history. Like I always say, I focus on reality TV. That is my jam. When I'm not doing these videos or uploading them or looking for inspiration, I don't have anything to do with celebrity news. Sometimes like the Blake Lively thing will pop up, stuff like that. But other than that, I'm very much into reality TV. So I don't know too much about her. I will say this, that she has an ex that did her very wrong. Let's see who this ex is. And it's made her very wary. It's made her very wary of wanting to get close. Ace of Cups, 4 of Swords, and Apprentice of Wands. Apprentice of Wands is Page. It's made her very afraid to... She's timid around men she likes. I get her being attracted to masculine energy, which is, in my opinion, the form of men. She doesn't necessarily have to be into men only, but that's the energy that I pick up on, you know, because I like to be open-minded on the channel. So the 8 of Cups, 4 of Swords, this person did her very wrong, and every time she starts to date, she's like, oh, I don't want to date this person anymore. I don't want to date. But this person who did her wrong is coming back later. And they're coming back to tell her that they're sorry, but they're not going to mean it. It's just because she's famous and succeeded that they want a piece of the pie. And I can only imagine how that must feel. I can only imagine. So, with the Empress, she has very Empress energy, and that's the card of Taurus too. Taurus is ruled by Venus. Taurus often have that sultry energy that she has. She is going to manifest a lot. Taurus also have that ability. They're very good at manifesting. Very, very good. And she's going to manifest 10 of Pentacles. A lot of wealth. I see her moving I see her moving to where there's like lots of trees. I don't want to say exactly where because I don't want to. I want to keep her privacy. She deserves privacy. But I see her moving to where there's lots of trees, lots of nature. I feel like she's her best when she's around nature. Her rising might be an Aquarius. I get that very strong. Her rising might be an Aquarius, but a lot of good things happening for her. I would just tell her to stay away from fake people, which is difficult. I know, trust me. But she's very intuitive. Use that intuition to sieve out the bad wolves, because there are some around her. I get that. Okay, I'm going to move on to Chris Hemsworth. Please like the video if you liked it. Chris Hemsworth, such an attractive man. I don't know if I would say I used to have a crush on him, I feel like. But, because I have a soft spot for Australians, I just do. But, yeah, I wouldn't say, I don't know. Yeah, I used to have a major crush on him. But, I don't know. It's just like a silly crush. Just because of the accent, I feel like his interesting. Is it the accent? I don't know. There's just something he has, and he's a Sun and Leo. I'm often drawn to Sun and Leo. Sun and Leos and Rising and Leos. I feel like give this energy. Okay, so I pre-shuffle the cards. Well, not pre-shuffle. I shuffle the cards, and I'm using Pixel Soleil Tarot for this. With this career, I get 9 of Cups in reverse. So I get the strong energy that. I think I picked this up before, honestly. I said he was going to focus on his health. I was actually very accurate. I'm just remembering this now. I was very accurate about his health. I said that he's going to develop some kind of health issue last year. And it turns out they said he had early Alzheimer's. I feel bad for him. I'm so sorry. My grandfather had Alzheimer's. It's horrible. It's really, really horrible. And I think it's going to stop him from playing these roles. I think these roles are very demanding from him. And because they're so demanding, it's causing him to have health issues. By roles, I mean Thor. I love Thor. So funny. I just get Australian humor, I think, because I grew up in South Africa and England, you know, Commonwealth humor. I think Thor was so hilarious. I loved all the Thors. How people see Deadpool is how I see Thor. I really like Thor. But yeah, so he is going to step away from that. I said he's going to be on more nature, which he came up with a nature documentary about nature and him running around. I was very accurate. Go check it out because that's exactly what happened. So the Ace of Swords, 5 Wands, and the High Priestess. He is really calling on, I think you might even see some spiritual psychics. His wife is very intuitive. I think her name is Elsa. She's Spanish. She's a Spaniard. And she gives him like potions, stuff like that. Helps him heal. She's got a very good energy about her. Very, very good energy. I like her energy a lot. She has this healer energy. He's lucky to have her. He's very, very lucky to have her. Yeah, she's the rare few that I see. And she's not in Hollywood, so maybe that's why. And I always say this, I strongly believe actors should not marry other actors. Unless the other actor is not famous. But the competition creates... It's competition of ego. It's like ego. It eats away at one another. So the healthy relationships I've seen last in Hollywood are when an actor is not married to an actor. Vice versa. Actress, actor, you know. And if they are, the other one is not famous. And has decided to let their career go for the other person. You know. So they're not battling one another. That's just what I've seen. But I've picked up on a lot of readings that I've done. So with the love energy, I get 7 of Cups and King of Cups. So I strongly see here that he has this energy of dreams. He's trying to make a dream happen with his love. And she, I feel like, like I said, she has very good energy. She might have Cancer. She gives me motherly energy. And Cancers often have that energy. And he's realized how lucky he is to have her. Because she stuck around, she's supportive, she's kind, she's nurturing, she's very supportive. And she's very kind with her words. 2 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, and King of Pentacles. And this is his soulmate. I think they might go through some rough times in the next 2-3 years, but that is more to do with their children. You know, I think one of their children is going to be a teenager, and that just different parenting styles are going to come into play when the child becomes a teenager. But overall, they have a great relationship, and I see just very nurturing. They're very respectful of each other, and that's very important in relationships. You know, I think we've gotten it all wrong when we are like, oh, love is the number one reason to be with somebody. And I've been deeply in love with people, and I've never told them, and I've never wanted to pursue anything with them. I've never seen a future with them because I knew we were not compatible because we didn't respect one another. To me, respect is way more important than love. Love is important, but it's not everything. And I think we forget that, especially when we see healthy relationships. You know, the foundation is respect. I don't want to go too much into it, but that's just what I see. You can't be your worst self and expect the other person to accept you after you've mistreated them to the point where they don't even respect you anymore, you know? So they've always kept respect for each other, and I really appreciate that. So with Page of Swords, 4 Pentacles, and 5 Pentacles, I get very strongly with his well-being. He wants to get back into physical roles again, but he might decide not to because his focus right now is his kids, and he's very good. I think Australians are good at that. Australians and British are very good at being like, you know what? It's not worth it for me. I'm not going to be greedy. Americans struggle with that. Americans struggle with that, which is what I've seen. I mean, if you have millions and millions, what more millions do you need? Your health comes first, and happiness. And I don't think people realize that. Like, you still have to live. You're not taking your money with you when you die. Okay, so next let's move on to Andrew Garfield, who is another Leo. Interesting. I'm going to use the Muse Tarot for this. He is, I believe he's English. I don't really watch a lot. I saw him in Spider-Man. Actually, he was my favorite Spider-Man, I won't even lie. 2012, right? It was 2012 with Electric. That was so good. Electra Man. When Jamie Foxx was Electra Man. It was so phenomenal. I think I might watch it tonight, actually. So I'll pull up his career, love, and well-being. I believe he is 2-3 years older than I am. I can't believe Andrew Garfield's almost 40. That's insane to me. Okay, so career, love, and well-being. So with his career, I get 7 of Cups. So with the 7 of Cups energy that I pull up, he's trying to make some kind of dream happen. 7 of Cups is about dreaming. I actually see him playing a serious role that has to do with water. So it might be like a bioengineer, something like that. Biochemist, aquamarine, like a famous aquamarine. He's going to be depicting a biography of a cinematic biography of somebody that became famous for something to do with water. That's what I see. It is intuitive based, not fact based, so please don't cling on to it. But that's what I see, because I usually am accurate. So Knight of Pentacles, 2 of Wands in reverse, 2 of Pentacles. They're trying to get funding for this movie, but a lot of people are like, it's not gonna do well. So they might just go to streaming because I think they're having difficulty funding it. They might do Netflix. Yeah, they might go straight to streaming, but it's going to do well. In the beginning, it seems like, we don't know if people are interested in this. But once it comes out, it's going to do well. I get August, which is his birthday, right? It's August. Yeah, I think it's August 18th. But around August, we'll hear about it, or it will be revealed. We'll get like a trailer by August. So let's see, with the Hermit being his love. I get the energy that he has a woman in his life. And he's keeping it secret. Queen of Wands. He's keeping it secret. 2 of Swords. Knight of Wands. Because he doesn't want other people in his business. Which is very British. He doesn't want other people's business, and I totally get that. But with Two of Swords in reverse, see, this is tough because I'm only going to tell you a personal story. If you don't like personal stories, I'm not the reader for you because it relates to this. I dated two famous people and I never came out publicly, and I will never come out publicly. In fact, I don't think, other than people that have been my closest friends, I will say exactly who, especially one of them who is an actor. I don't think I want to tell people. But as much as I'm on YouTube talking about my life, I don't really like to be associated with other people because that is their story to tell, And it's not my place to say somebody else's experience, especially if they're not in the public eye. But she feels, that's why I've never had an issue with not being public with any of my exes. In fact, I'd rather keep it quiet unless there's something serious. Like, if it's marriage, then obviously the public would know. But just dating, I don't think I need to be known for that. So, but she's going to have a problem with that. Two of Swords in reverse. She's going to have a problem with him not claiming her. And she's going to make it very known. I see in April them having issues because I think he's already with her. And you guys might know who she is. Please let me know in the comment section if you know who she is. But you already probably know who she is. She has an issue that they don't do press together. She has an issue that they don't flaunt. But he's also British, like British culture. I grew up very much in British culture, British and African culture. I went to British schools. I used to live in England, so I'm very influenced by British culture. And in British culture, you don't parade your love around. You just don't. When I moved back to America and I saw people kissing in public, I was like, oh my gosh, this is a bit much. Because in British culture, you don't really kiss in public. You don't like, you kiss like a peck, but then that's it. You don't like full on make out in public. So he's more of the reserved type, and she doesn't like that. She feels like he's hiding something, but it's not. It's just a cultural difference. And it's going to cause them to break up because she's going to feel like, you've left me, you don't care about me, but he's just different, And I was trying to explain to a friend because we were talking about the royals. And if you've ever watched any of my royal videos, I talk about how I went to British school. We used to pray for the Queen. We used to have to remember the royals' names, all that kind of stuff. So I grew up I think it's propaganda, really. But we had to really know a lot about the royal family. And I was explaining to a friend, because he was very pro Meghan Markle, and I was explaining to him that I don't think Meghan Markle experienced racism. I just don't. You can say what you want. I just don't think she experienced racism. I think it was a cross culture mix up. And I was explaining to this friend, I was like, my grandparents, I never hugged my grandparents growing up, I just don't do that. But in American culture, you're very close to your grandparents, but in African culture, in British culture, I think in even some Asian cultures, you're not really that close to your grandparents. You have respect for them in the way that they are more than you are. They're not on the same level as you. But in American culture, they're considered to be almost the same as you, but it's not like that in British culture. When Meghan Markle spoke about having to curtsy and stuff like that. So it's the cross culture can be the demise of a relationship. It really, really can. Especially if you don't understand one another. That's why understanding each other is very important, and hearing the other person out. But she's already she might be a fire sign too. I get Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius or Aries, but she's already decided, this is the reason why you don't like me. This is the reason, this is the reason why you won't. She's made up a story in her head. And it's very important to hear the other person out, because the story that you have in your head might be completely different to what reality is. So, with King of Pentacles as a world being, I see a lot of fortune coming for him. I get tennis. I don't know, something to do with tennis is going to make him lots of fortune. Might be a movie where he plays a tennis player. He might be doing a biography or biopic of that famous tennis player who was married to Brooke Shields. What's his name? Andre Agassi. I get that. Or something to do with that. I see that. Because I just got a tennis court. I saw a tennis court, him in shorts. Yeah, he might be playing Andre Agassi. Or something to do with that. So the Hang Moves and the Star. And this is going to make him want to leave Hollywood. He's going to be... After all the situation, he's going to get bad press. Good and bad. But because of that, it's really going to have an effect on him. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's going to make him question why he's in Hollywood and keep a distance from Hollywood, which I think is a very good idea. It's a very, very good idea. I say all the time, I think British celebrities do it the best. I really think they do. They know how to have... I met Ray Fiennes. I don't know what his sun sign is, but he was one of the nicest celebrities I met. He was a gentleman, very kind, very respectful, and I was thinking, I grew up watching his movies because my mother used to be not obsessed, but like she liked his movies a lot, and I love Harry Potter. So I guess if I were starstruck, I was starstruck when I met him. I don't really get starstruck, but I've looked up to his movies, his acting skills. Not that I'm an actor, but it's just when you see somebody act so well, especially as Voldemort, my goodness. He was so humble and so respectful. I don't want to say where I met him or in capacity, but he was a true gentleman, and I really liked that a lot. He wasn't condescending and rude. So a lot of British actors and celebrities that I met have been... They talk to you like people, not like you're down there. Which, I can't say the same for American celebrities. Even though I love living in America. Some of the celebrities I just don't like. Okay, I'm going to move on to Nicki Minaj. Sun in Sagittarius. She's been in a lot of hot water recently. Apparently there's been a lawsuit filed against her. We'll get into it. In fact, I might do an expansion of it next week. We'll see what happens. But I'll put up her career, love, and well-being. I'm using the Earth Woman Tarot for this. She wants to speak. I get that. She's angry. Woo! I just got anger. I've been saying this about Nicki Minaj. She needs to really... This is my thing about Sun and Sagittarius. In their eyes, they're always right. And it's exhausting dealing with people like that. Not all, because I have an ex of Sagittarius, and I think he's a wonderful human being. But a lot of Sun and Sagittarius, they have this we know everything energy. And nobody can tell them wrong. And it's going to be her demise. I've said this for years about Nicki Minaj since I've done videos on her. I did one 2 years ago. And I said there's darkness around her. People out to get her. And because of her ego, it's going to eat her up. She's basically feeding herself, she's feeding herself up on a silver platter to people that dislike her. And it's very evident. So with her career, I get the star. And I have a strong feeling, I see her being angry and throwing something at someone. When she was on tour, let's see. And because of that, that's the thing, you really have to be so careful. I don't know, maybe because I'm an Aquarius, I'm very paranoid. And living in LA made me paranoid when I saw how people, when I would tell people I was dating somebody famous, they would all of a sudden want to be friends with me, even though before they didn't talk to me, and they would just find out that I was dating somebody, and they were like, then they'd be my BFFs, and I could see right through it, and I can't stand that kind of energy. So she, from an insecure place, has been okay with people liking her because she's famous. But now she's seeing, because there's always a flip side to it. There's always another side to everything. The other side to it is that people will be out to get you. And some people want to see you fail. The smile on your face but they're stabbing in the back. And I think that's what's happening here. I don't know the full story. I'll do a breakdown of it. But I get the strong energy that there's a very two-faced person associated with the story. Page of Cups, the Moon, and Knight of Cups. So there might have been like a secret. There's a secret regarding this person. It goes against my boundaries of revealing. I don't reveal such things on my channel, but it has to do with something physical. I'm going to stop there. Because it's not my place to say. But there is a secret involving this person that they are out for revenge. I want to do more about it. I'm not going to speak exactly about what has been revealed to me because it goes against my boundaries. I've had people trying to get me to say it, but I don't do salacious gossip. I really don't. It's more about learning from the situation. And the lesson learned from this is really be careful. You know, and that's something I learned last year. I had a friend, okay? And she would always say to me, oh my gosh, you look so pretty. Oh my God, just compliment me, you know, and it's fine. Compliment each other. I compliment other women. I compliment men. If you look good, I compliment you. But I would notice her look at me sometimes with envy. And I would bypass it and I would say, oh no, she's just younger than I am, you know, stuff like that. Or, you know, she says this, she says that. And I realized I'm making excuses for her and her insecure side, her insecurities. And for her shadiness, you know, this shadiness that she has. We're no longer friends because I can't be friends with fake people. I just cannot. And she would just always say something like, I don't know how to explain it, but for example, if I had something on my eye, she'd be like, oh my God, that's on your eye, and just over dramatize it. I was just like, okay, it's not really that big of a deal, but to her, looks at everything because of her insecurity. And with this person gives me that same energy, similar energy, that she acted like a friend, but she wasn't. But I will do a full breakdown on it. I think I'll do it next week or within the next 2-3 weeks, because I think it does deserve a full reading on. Because frenemies, I say this all the time, I'd rather have 2 good friends than 20 frenemies. Because frenemies, they will kill you. If it's not your spirit, they'll kill some aspect of you because they feel bad about themselves. So, with 5 of Cups being her love, I see some issues in this department. I really wish Nicki would treat herself as a human, because this higher than thou attitude attracts these frenemy type people because they feed her ego. Same thing with her husband, Kenneth Petty. He fed her ego, and you know, when somebody feeds your ego, and that's something I had to learn by myself too. A friend should tell you the truth. They're not there to just always be nice to you, tell you look good, boost you up, you know. And that's why my real friends, I've been friends for a very long time, we've told each other the truth. I have one very good friend, we've been friends for over 10 years. And I remember a situation with an ex I had, and she said to me straight up, you need to take accountability. And I took it, and I said, you know what, you're completely right. She said, you are allowing this person in your life, and they shouldn't be in your life. And that's what friends are. Friends are not, they support you, but they're not always there to be your cheerleader. If somebody's always your cheerleader, even when you're in the wrong, they're not your friend for a good reason or for a true reason. So, and that goes with her husband too. I don't believe his intentions are true. He's there to boost her up, and he's there to tell her, oh, you look good, oh, you look that. But when it comes to reality, he doesn't tell her the truth. So Ace of Swords, Page of Pentacles, and Knight of Swords. She here is feeling, I wouldn't be surprised if she gets a divorce. Let's just say that. I wouldn't be surprised, but I get October, November, we hear about a divorce. And that she's separating from him, because the truth always has to come out. So if you have somebody that's being fake to you because they want something from you, which I believe he's that kind of character, they at some point will reveal their true selves through actions or through words. We can't play pretend our whole lives. And because of that, I see very strongly that she's going to have to divorce him. She's going to have to say, because he feels like he can't be his true self. And when he reveals his true self, he's going to say, that's it. Knight of Swords. She's going to be like, who are you? Who are you? I don't know you. Because he's been putting on an act. So with her well-being, Six of Cups, she's going to rely on friends. You see, this is usually Three of Cups is the card of friends. Six of Cups represents giving. She's going to rely on people to give to her. She's going to rely on family. I see her dad in the picture. Her dad telling her, I never liked that guy for you. She's going to be like, you're right. The Hermit, Four of Pentacles. But I really wish Nicki would own her. Own her. That's my biggest thing with Sagittarius. They don't own their behavior a lot of the time. They blame other people. And she is going to blame other people. Four of Pentacles. She's going to come up with a song about he fooled me. I was misled. Nine of Cups. I gave here to him. She's going to make herself the victim. But she really could benefit from being honest with herself. And being real with herself. So we all can, but especially Sagittarius. It's not everybody else's fault. For example, I hit my head, right, at work. And I'm just giving an example. I hit my head at work, and this is the second time. Actually, when I was looking at the video that I did last week when I was editing, I was like, oh my gosh, I had it bruised. I had to cover it up with makeup. And I was like, people are going to think, it's not funny, but it's like people are going to think I'm being beaten, even though I'm single, very single. It's not funny, but I was like, oh my gosh, people are gonna think, because I don't know if you guys can see, I have a bruise here, and I hit my head over here, and I had to be honest with myself after I left work, because I asked to leave early because I wasn't feeling well. I still have a headache right now. I had to be honest with myself, and I was like, Holly, stop blaming, because I was gonna be like, this shouldn't be a sharp edge, and I was like, Holly, be honest with yourself. Don't blame circumstances when you were the one that bumped into it. And I got real with myself, and I was like, it's my fault, just be more careful. But it's certain circumstances like that, we have to be honest with ourselves. We can't blame everything else. We have to be real with ourselves. And sometimes it is the other person or object or whatever's fault, but it can't be that fault all the time, especially when I bumped my head twice. I bumped my head last week, I bumped my head this week, and I've had a lot going on, and my head hasn't always been there, but that's when we need, I learned a lesson. Okay, so I'm going to do Usher now, who's the Sun in Libra. I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot. I love this tarot deck. So let's see. Career, love, well-being. Okay, especially in light of the whole Diddy stuff, I do see some stuff coming out about Usher. Yeah, so with Korea, I get Ace of Swords. Let me clarify this more, because I get the sense of he's going to have like a concert, like a tour cut short because of this Diddy stuff. In April, I've said this before, April of this year is when a lot of the Diddy stuff is going to come out. Who he was associated with, stuff like that. It's going to be revealed. And people he was associated with are going to be cancelled, if you will. So with Eight of Cups, the Devil, and High Priestess. So a lot of his dreams, he's going to be like happy, being like, oh, which he's gotten away with a lot, Usher. I think because he has like a baby face, and he's good looking, he has a good smile. He's been able to get away with a lot of stuff that he's done. I don't really want to get into it, but it's coming back to haunt him. No one can escape what's coming back to haunt him. This is the year of karma, and I've been warning people in the public light for years. It's time to make peace with yourself, with God, with divine, whatever you believe to be the higher source. Ask for forgiveness for what you've done and change your life for the better Because if not, it's coming back to haunt you. So, with 9 of Wands being his love, I know that he's married to, she's Cuban, I believe, right? Half Cuban, half Italian, or something like that. She's from Miami, actually. I think she's from close to where I live. But let's see about her. I have an Usher story. I don't think I told you guys this story. But I've seen Usher 3 times live. One of them was my ex-boyfriend got us tickets. And I don't want to tell too much of the story away, but it caused problems. It caused problems in our relationship. What happened? It's funny now. At the time it was not funny because I felt guilty, but it's just funny to look back on. So I see here, they say he's Mr. No, that's Trey Songz. He's not Mr. Steal Girl, but Usher causes drama in other people's relationships. He really does. So with 9 of Wands, it's just a side note story. With 9 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, which I see, it's actually not that much of a side note because I see that being an issue for her. She's gonna act like she's cool with it. I think she might be an Aquarius. I get Aquarius energy. Which sometimes we do that. We act like we're cool with situations. We don't really get jealous until we get suspicious, With Wheel of Fortune, 6 of Pentacles, and the Hangman, yeah, I just feel like men like Usher are not meant to be married. They need to give up, because it was his 4th marriage, right? They just need to give up the idea of being, because this is not going to go well. This marriage already has its issues. He likes to make people jealous. I get that. Very Sun and Libra. There's one sign I will never date again. It's Sun and Libra. Ever. I don't care who it is. I will never, ever date a Sun and Libra again. Absolutely not. That's the one sign. It's a no-no. Because I get the energy, which is why I will never date a Sun and Libra, where he likes to make the other person jealous. It's just not, she's going to be very angry with him. I see her being furious. He's going to do something to make her furious and call it off. Call this whole thing off. I don't think, oh no, they are married, but she's going to call something off because of something he's done. I see her calling off. So with the well-being being the Judgment card, his well-being being Judgment card, like I said, Judgment, you see, Judgment Day, making peace with his demons and coming clean. And that's the thing, what I love about America, it's a very forgiving country. The USA is a very forgiving country. It's all about forgiveness, and I've seen when celebrities, when people in the public light come clean about what they've done, serve their time, do what they need to do, they come out on the other side winning because people want you to succeed here. I love this country for that reason. However, in the reverse, there seems to be this, cancel culture, wanting to hold people accountable, which I don't agree with because revenge should not be in another person's hands. But they just want him to be truthful. Because they want him to be truthful, they're going to bombard him with, you need to do this, you need to do that, until he comes forward with the truth, which I don't see him doing. I see him disappearing for a while. But stuff is going to come up. We're going to hear stuff about him. Okay, last but not least, we're going to do Justin Baldoni. It's the Sun in Aquarius. Lots of stuff going on. This is a 2025 prediction. It's the last person I'm doing for now, until we get to the mid-year. So, Justin Baldoni, 2025. Career, love, and well-being. Check out my videos about It Ends With Us. I did one in the summertime and everything came out, and I did one recently. I will do another one very soon. I'm waiting for everything to come out, but I did say he was going to sue to clear his name. I saw that very strongly. I've only really compared it to Johnny Depp and Amber Heard because I don't really get passionate about certain things, but I've always been strongly passionate about the Johnny Depp thing. I always said from the very beginning, I don't believe Johnny Depp did anything physical to Amber Heard. You can come for me all you want. You can say anything you want. People came for me. People stopped talking to me. If I believe it to be true in my heart and the evidence is not pointing in that direction, I'm going to stand firm in my belief. And it turns out I was right. Turns out her story was fishy, all that and the next. My same sentiment goes to the situation and the story. I strongly believe he is being wrongly accused, and I think his lesson, just like I gave Johnny Depp a lesson, not that if he wants to hear it, he wants to hear it. If he does it, he does it. It's not up to me to decide that. Same thing with this. But I strongly feel the lesson that I gave Johnny, I forgot what I gave him the lesson. But anyways, I've given both sides lessons, you know, because I don't think there's ever really, unless it's domestic violence, which did happen with Johnny Depp, and I think it was the reverse, unfortunately. But unless there's a true victim, like with Cassie and Diddy, we do play a part, you know. In toxic relationships, we play a part. In toxic situations, we play a part. And I think Justin Baldoni was just trying to make peace with everybody too much. He needs to be firm in his boundaries, which is something Aquarius, I'm a son Aquarius, we need to learn in life. Don't cater to other people to want to be the nice person. It doesn't work like that. You need to have your beliefs, things that you believe in, and stand firm in them. Even if you're called a jerk, they're going to call you a jerk anyways, you know, if they want to. Love, case in point. So, with his career, I get the Sun. So, things are looking up for him. I did say I see him leaving Hollywood eventually and doing his own independent films like he did before. I think he has seen that, and I say this all the time, Aquarius, Gemini, Scorpio, you know, we get the reps for being like the, not so much Aquarius, but definitely Geminis and Scorpios get the reputation of being hard to deal with, of being, you know, toxic, all that stuff. I've only had, with Scorpio women, I've had wonderful experience. I've had like one or two, but I don't get along with them. But in general, I love my Scorpios. Love them. Not romantically, but because we just don't match. But Scorpios are wonderful. So people just don't want to understand the misunderstood sometimes. And he needs to make peace with being misunderstood. He just does, you know. And people calling him fake, calling him... And I think maybe I should give myself, because I've been defending him a lot, maybe I should give myself that advice to not defend him so much. But I have learned in work situations, in life situations, Aquarius, we don't like everybody, and people we don't like think that we're out to get them, but we'd rather just distance ourselves from them and not have anything to do with them. But then people think we think we're better than them, you know? So my advice to him would be just to focus on your work. Defend yourself, but let go of the need to be liked. So with 4 of fire, 7 of water, 6 of water, he's going to be celebrating a win. He's going to come out of this vindicated, strongly vindicated. By August, things will clear out. We will have a strong understanding of what happened. We will have a clear understanding that he was in the right. We will. And I'm very happy about that. That makes me happy to hear. So, happy to see. So with the love, being messenger of air, he's very lucky to have a woman that's going to stand beside him. And they are going to go through some difficult times, and every relationship does. But he needs to communicate to her. He's going to get wrapped up in his life. She is a Sun in Leo that I saw, his wife. He needs to communicate to her to be patient. You know, 5 Earth, patience, and Ace of Fire. To be patient, to understand him, that he loves her. He needs to give to her too, because he might forget that, being so wrapped up in the situation. And it's going to consume him. And I won't even lie, I've been with 2 exes that have gone through divorces. You kind of feel, I only mean divorce in the legal terms, like dealing with legal issues. When someone's going through such deep legal issues, they can forget about you, and you can feel like, hey, I'm still with you. I'm choosing to stay with you, and you're just forgetting about me. So he needs to remember, especially her being a fire sign, he needs to keep the passion with her going, because she's going to not become resentful, but just be like, what about me? Especially a Leo, they love attention. So not in a bad way, but she still needs, like a plant, she needs to be watered. So with 8 of Earth and Chariot being his well-being, he needs to really focus. Don't forget to focus on the home. Go for walks, go for hikes. Speaking of that, I've been very stressed about this app that I've been working on that got rejected. I've had to redo it, and it's been very stressful that I forgot to do outdoor. I forgot about the outdoors. I usually go for a walk by water because I live right by the water, but I haven't been able to go, and that's what I mean about that. Sometimes stressful situations will take us out of our regular routines that keep us sane, keep us humble. And he needs to remember that. Focus on the routine, focus on things that keep him humble. Especially Aquarius, we need outdoors. We're big on outdoors. That's because we're air signs. We're fixed air. We need air. And he needs to get some air. Focus on his home and having air. See, being by a lake somewhere. Focus on that. Go camping. Take some trips outside. I'm telling you, Aquarius, if you know any Aquarius, we love outdoors. That's where we feel most at peace. And he needs to remember that. So, that's what I have for you guys. I love you all. This is my last 2025 predictions for the beginning of the year. I'll do some in the middle of the year. It's been so much fun. I hope you enjoyed them as much as I did. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.